Good morning, friends. Mary here from Rocky Mountain Gardens, and welcome today to my summer home tour. I have done two themes in my main floor of my house. One is a lemony kind of theme with those colors, and the other is Americana, just for the summer holidays. So guys, join me on my tour. Look, we're just going to jump right in right now. Let's start here by my front door again and take a look here at my first basket arrangement with lemons and daisies, which I am using quite a lot in this part of my house. Lemons, daisies, yellow, and blue colors. If you haven't seen a tour of my house before, here is the very large gallery wall that I created earlier this year and changed it around a bit. I have this very narrow shelf close here by my front door so it doesn't block anything, and I always decorate it for the seasons. I got this cute little lemon apron at Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and I sure do love using it. My house I transformed into what I hope is more of a craftsman look with this style of stairway, for example. And then when we look over here into the living area, you can see my television, of course, as we all have one. And don't you just love taking a peek into people's homes, and especially how they decorate for the seasons? To me, it's so much fun, and I get lots of ideas. So I hope that that is helping you along as you decorate in the future. Following my home tours, I think you can probably get some ideas that you haven't seen before. I do try to be original as much as I can. And I am a very big houseplant fan. You probably know that I am a gardener, and so I do include houseplants in all areas of my house, just about. This is a shelf that I built from some scrap wood that I had left over from another project. And look at that huge sansevieria there in the corner. It just works perfectly in that spot. Now here I have a really darling little mouse. I do like these little mouse figurines. Look at her. She's watering her sunflowers. Isn't that adorable? I love having her there. And of course she fits my yellow and blue theme. This is an old cubby that I bought when I lived in Kansas for a year. It was from an antique store, and I have some of my thrift pieces in there as well. Of course, down here on this little step stool, I have more plants. And guys, look at this collection of little mice. I've been getting them one by one when I've been out thrifting. Aren't they darling? One is doing the wash, one is sweeping, and one is knitting. Isn't that so cute? They're standing on a stack of Nancy Drew books that are kind of old. And I've been using those pillow covers that you can buy, particularly at Amazon. They're very cost-effective, I guess you could say, and also help with your storage needs. So if you haven't thought of that before, give it a try. It really is nice. You get some different looks for different seasons, as well as saving on storage space. Now let's walk into my dining space over here. I've done a more simple tablescape this season. And I used this here is an Amish rug that I bought in Kansas when I lived there for a year. Like I said earlier, that was another thing I picked up at that area. I put together an arrangement here in a thrifted bowl, wooden bowl that I found with a thrifted doily here. Goes with the colors that I'm using in this room. I like to hang a wreath on this large mirror. It helps to fill up the space. And I love this quote from Corinthians, "Let all that you do be done in love." Isn't that a wonderful thought? Over in this space on this little table, I have an arrangement also down here on the lower shelf. One of my house plants, that one, in case you're curious, is called a ZZ plant. And then I have a basket arrangement there. I do love putting arrangements in baskets. I think they're quite nice. Now, I also have this cabinet behind my couch, and I always decorate it. This is actually a faux orchid that I picked up very inexpensively. I think I got it on sale at the home goods store. And I always like these little reminders in my home: when life gets sour, sweeten it with gratitude. Another thing to think about as we face the challenges of life. So that's that cabinet with a lot of my thrifted items sitting on top. Now, looking back over at my pine hutch that I got in Germany and refinished there, I have, again, some blue and white dishes as a background there on this bottom shelf. On the top, I went with a more simple display, this lemonade sign, and another basket bouquet. And if we come over here a little closer, this little ginger jar I actually bought in Delft, Holland. That's when I was really scraping for money, so I bought one item when I visited the Delft factory. And this I got junking when I was in Germany. And it is actually a cup for a sick person to drink from. They actually use the spout to drink out of. And this, when you pour, keeps the liquid inside the cup. And then it's very effective in helping someone who's quite weak and having trouble getting down some nourishment. So that's the decor that you can see on my hutch. And of course, looking over here at my window area, I have a lot of houseplants. You can never have too many is my motto. Over next to my hutch, I placed this little cubby, and inside I have some of my thrifted figurines and also some of my thrifted cream pitchers. So here's some of my little cuties. They're lots of fun. Next, we'll walk into my kitchen and library spaces. And I have this cute little thrifted chair you've probably seen before with some patriotic teddy bears. And of course, my collection of rolling pins and a nice patriotic bouquet in this enamelware pitcher. I brought out my summertime salt and pepper shakers. Very cute. And on this cabinet over here, one of my favorites that I brought from Germany. I have been thinking about doing whitewashing on this cabinet to take away a little bit of that orangey color. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Should I do that or not? I've been really mulling it over for a while. Now, besides doing an Americana sort of theme here, I also added in my chickens because I love chickens. They remind me of farms. And what's more American than a family farm? Don't you think? So if we swing over here, on top of my fridge, I have another display with lovely flowers, some patriotic star colors, and that cute America sign that I got from Hobby Lobby. Coming on down here, my coffee station hasn't changed much, just a different placemat there to give it a new look, a little bit of a new look anyway. And here I have this really cute calendar that I got, 1975, also was a thrifted item. I love the saying, "Bless this house, O Lord, we pray, make it safe by night and day." We sure hope for that for ourselves and our families, don't we? Now, standing back a bit, you can see my stove area and this little corner over here where I always have some decor set out, leaving me plenty of space to work when I'm cooking and so on. And of course, my windowsill and my sink with more houseplants and more chickens over here. And I have an old MacDonald Had a Farm book, a little golden book, which I just love. I think they're so darling. And a little picture that is from Germany. It even has milk written there in German. Milch is how you pronounce it in German. And then this Farm Fresh tray was one that I got at Target in the dollar spot, and I painted it fresh paint white and then did this stencil on it. I really like it. Looks pretty. Now coming back over here to my island, I have a little arrangement with, isn't this pretty, this little splatterware coffee pot? That was a thrifted piece. And I have her on a tray with this little drummer girl. Doesn't she look cute? This is just a bandana that I tea stained a while back to give it, you know, that older Americana look. And then, of course, more plants, as you can see. And I have my hearth area. Let's just stand back and take an overall view of my library space. This is one of my favorite parts of my house right here. So I've gone with some patriotic colors here. This cute little birdhouse for the season. This pillow was a gift, and then this quilt was one that I got thrifting. In case you've never seen this room, I actually have small windows up above the other ones, the larger ones there that you see with the lace curtains. Well, I have been collecting these bottles while thrifting all the different colors of the rainbow, and they look so pretty in the sunlight during the day. I really love this look. I actually had these windows in this room for years, and I didn't know what to do with them. And suddenly it struck me that bottles would look cute on the ledges. So that's what I have been doing and adding to as time goes on. This little sign, it's a little hard to read right here, says America the Beautiful. And next to it over here, I have this incredible teapot that is a bluebird. Isn't she darling? Love that. Now coming over to my hearth area, of course I'm working with a red lantern for the season. And guys, I picked up this primitive rooster, handmade. Oh my gosh, I tell you, when I saw that in the thrift store, I about jumped up and down and grabbed it and put it in my cart about as fast as I could. Now, up on my mantle here, I have Uncle Sam riding a bike. Isn't he darling? Now, I got him at Hobby Lobby quite a few years ago. And I got this Rooster Roaster Coffee sign on a really steep markdown at Hobby Lobby years ago as well. And I added some daisies in here because they're so American, don't you agree? On this side of my hearth, I have the USA sign. And then down here, I have my little red truck and all decked out for the holiday. And I didn't have a book in my collection about the 4th of July, but Abraham Lincoln is one of my favorite presidents. I think he's lots of people's favorite. Don't you agree? And this is a great book that I read to my little grandsons, and they loved it too, loved the story. These picture book biographies are fantastic if you're looking for, you know, true biographies about famous people to read to younger children. They're fantastic. Now over here, of course, is my library wall. And I've added some touches of color to the book display for the season. And this little sign, Stars and Stripes Forever. And I put some cardinals in the mix. Here's a close-up of him. He's a chunky little guy. And I have his brother is up here. There he is. Isn't he cute? Being originally from Missouri, I'm a big St. Louis Cardinals fan and always grew up with baseball. And so I love having Cardinals in my house with little figurines, even though I don't, or we don't in Colorado have Cardinals. They do not live in our part of the country. And look at this cute little farmer boy milking his cow. He is so cute. I do like to mix things up and put things in different places in my house. It keeps your house interesting, I think. And I do like to use tablecloths oftentimes. I think it adds some charm to your design. This is an actual pie plate, pie keeper. You can bake pie in the bottom. And of course the top is red, white, and blue, just the colors I need for my Americana theme. So friends, there's a quick tour of my home. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I could share some ideas with you. Of course, we have to have our American eagle over here, don't we? The bald eagle. So thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear maybe what your favorite thing was that you saw in my home on this tour. What did you like? And if you have any suggestions, I would also like to hear them. I know that this video is coming out after the 4th of July, but belatedly, I hope you had a wonderful holiday with your friends and family. And I hope that you really got some rest and maybe saw some fantastic fireworks. This is Mary saying bye for now, and I'll see you in my next video.